Alright, here we are, world. So, it's been a little over a week since I went down from 100 milligrams a night to 75 milligrams a night of Seroquel. It's been a hard week. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. It's really hard to figure out if I'm feeling different and going through these things right now because, one, like, life is happening, and sometimes life happens, and that brings stress and it changes things, right? Or am I going through medication withdrawal, right, which is where my body has adapted to this medication, and now in the absence of it, there's something going wrong. Because it's been shown that taking medication actually creates a chemical imbalance. There's been no evidence ever shown that chemical imbalances exist in people with, say, like, whatever the fuck I've got, if I have bipolar or schizoaffective, whatever this thing is that they claim that I have. So taking medication creates an imbalance, and all of a sudden removing medication, your body has to adapt to that and change back. So it's possible I'm going through withdrawals. It's also possible, but probably unlikely, that I am actually naturally fucked up, and in the absence of the medication, I'm reverting to my normal state, which is kind of this... So let me describe what I'm going through so you kind of know. So I haven't really been having trouble sleeping. So, like, falling asleep, I've still been alright at falling asleep. In the morning, my wake-ups have been a little weirder. I've been finding myself waking up a teeny bit earlier and not, like, fully... kind of like I didn't get a great night of sleep, or like something's not fully there, or like something's a little off, like feeling like a little anxious or tense when I wake up, and that like kind of like constant like kind of tension and emotion is like kind of throughout the day, and I can't, again, like I can't tell, like money has been a little bit tight lately, so I haven't had as many web development projects coming in. I think I got a little bit spoiled most of this year, that I had like people coming to me pretty steadily for work. And now that that's somewhat, like for the last couple months, that's teetered off, and then I finished some projects. Like I don't have any new projects going on right now, web development-wise, and so I'm a little bit scraping for money, or maybe a little bit nervous about it, and wondering, okay, like, what if I can't find any new clients? And then the other side of me is like, well, dude, like, you've been doing this for a while, you figure it out, like, have some trust in the universe and even in yourself, because, like, I've started this thing from 0 clients, not even having like a portfolio, to now having like portfolio and clients and some confidence and ability to bring in business. And, you know, I've wondered, like, I upped my rate a few months ago when I realized that I was doing work a lot faster. So the people that I've been billing hourly, which most of my projects I do hourly, like I'm doing things so much quicker and faster than I did like a year or two ago. And so I upped my rate, and I don't think that's really the reason why I haven't had new projects coming in, because I haven't necessarily been giving out a lot of quotes and stuff. I've been trying to find people interested, like my normal route of going through Craigslist, and I've also been kind of thinking, like, if I was just more, you know, I kind of keep my, like, web development stuff separate than all the other work that I do, like all these, like, fun, cool projects, like stand-up and painting and activism and unschooling and all that. Like, if you go to jimflannery.com, like, you don't see Jim Flannery, a web developer, there. Like, that website, jimflannery.com, tends to be all my stuff that I do because I love to do it, whereas jfwebdev.com is, here's the shit I've done because people have paid me. So I kind of like keeping them separate, like my playground and my work. But I've wondered, like, maybe I should be using that to promote the fact I'm a web developer more. Maybe that would bring more business. I don't know. So, like, that has, like, had some, like, kind of tension on me lately, and, like, realizing, like, you know, I kind of gotten accustomed to, like, going hiking each day and doing yoga and getting rest and, you know, working on some things that I'm passionate about. And, you know, maybe I overdid doing things I enjoy versus focusing on work and making money. I don't know. And I've also just find myself, like, getting really, like, kind of agitated, like, a little bit, like, 2 things kind of have popped up lately, like, one related to mental health and one with net neutrality. Like, the mental health one, like, they just, got FDA approval on this drug that basically has a sensor in it, so you can detect whether someone has taken their medication. So right now, like, compliance is an issue. Not everyone wants to take psychiatric medication, and so some people stop taking it. And so this new pill that's come out that got FDA approval, it's not like a patent was filed and it's just this potential technology. Like, it's got through FDA. Like, this is legit. And they've put like hundreds of millions of dollars into this drug, so like they're trying to make their money back, you know. And you know, for people that are forced on medication to now have like a fucking sensor in your body that they can track you whether you've been taking it or not, like, it's just like, fuck, you know. I mean, I used to say that about lithium because they can check your blood levels to tell if you've been taking your lithium. It's like now the idea that they're putting a fucking computer chip in people. And it's not just people in psychiatric hospitals. I mean, this is like extends outside the hospitals too. Like, they track and monitor, like, some people are on assisted outpatient treatment, which sounds nice, but assisted outpatient treatment really means they force you to take drugs outside the hospital. Like, you've got to show up somewhere and fucking take medication every day to prove that you're on your meds. And so, like, now they'll have this sensor and like a fucking app. So that basically the idea is you take the pill and you wear a patch. The patch detects whether you took the pill every day, sends a message to your app to report to your doctor whether you took your medication. And in the case of people who are on assisted outpatient treatment, you know, that would be reported to the government. So, like, now you're like forcing people on meds, even outside of the hospital, now using like computer chips to fucking track them. And so I've been like getting real fucking fired up about that. Like wondering, like, is this emotion real? Is it because I'm like going through withdrawals? Is it natural? Is this a good thing? Like, I should be fucking angry and fired up, you know? But like, I have this feeling that if I let my emotion out, I'll be perceived as a crazy person, you know? Like, oh, like, and I kind of like almost think about like women in some ways, because I was learning that back in the day, husbands used to take their wives to psychiatric hospitals when they were being too emotional and like have them get locked up and then put on meds and shit till they like acted right and returned. And I'm like, I don't feel super comfortable letting all my emotions out. I think there maybe was a part because you don't want to seem weak, but I think there's a part now where it's like I don't want to seem fucking crazy. You know, like, I think in general men don't want to let their emotions out because it like makes you appear weak. But I got this other fucking thing about not wanting to appear crazy, and that pisses me off that exists. And then the net neutrality thing where there's like people trying to fuck with the internet, and I'm not happy about it. You know, the idea of net neutrality is that no matter what website you're visiting, the people that offer you the internet have to like let you connect at the same speed. So as me being just a guy surfing the web, everywhere I go, my provider, whether it's T-Mobile on my phone or whether it's Comcast, Verizon, those type of companies doing like DSL and cable internet, they can't alter the speed based on the websites I visit. And on the flip side, as a guy that runs websites, these providers can't come to me as the web host, or I should say webmaster, let's call it, and say, hey, if you want people to be able to access your websites, you're going to have to charge us. Like, fuck you. And these are people like trying to make this thing legal, and like, so I want to speak up about it, but like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Like, you know, I'm not really that into regulations. I don't like rules and structure and shit, and you know, maybe there is some benefit to letting like the free market be open and reliable, and I'm just like not seeing it. So I'm like trying, I don't want, and like I want to do something big, and you know, like I've been inspired by some people that are like activists and internet type folks, whether it's Edward Snowden or Aaron Swartz. By the way, these are guys that have been somewhat punished and vilified for their actions, and like these are guys that I like respect and look up to. And so I'm like all tense and like wanting to fucking do something. And also I'm scheming. So I am going to do something. But I've got like this tension. Actually, it feels good to say it, even though this is like this weird video diary. You know, like even these fucking videos that I'm putting out, like, I don't know what to make of all this, but we're at 10 minutes. You could see, like, last week I've been a little tense. I don't know if it's withdrawal. I don't know if it's just life, or maybe this is just the natural always me. It'd be nice to be playful. Like, I miss, like, just being joyful, playful. You know, I don't want to go get high. But like there was some sense of like doing drugs where sometimes you would just be like blissed out and like just like, oh man, the fucking world is beautiful and wonderful. And like I'll give one more piece of this because this is interesting. Like, all right, so people talk about like seeing signs, you know, like I don't hear voices, but sometimes when I get real tense or like things are going on, like the universe kind of speaks to me. Is the way I use it. And some people will talk about listening to the radio when they feel like the radio is talking to them. I don't so much feel that. Okay, but if anything could be coming out of the radio at any point in fucking time, there's an infinite number of possible things that could be coming out of the radio. And if I'm like really tense or thinking about something that's got me really like wrapped up, and then something comes on the radio that like matches up with it, like I feel in some way that the universe is somehow speaking to me. Sometimes. Because it's not just the matter of fact that there's something coming out of the radio, there's also the fact that I'm noticing it. Because how often does like shit play and you're not even paying attention to it? So it's like the fact that like my attention was drawn to it and it existed, the sound came out, and my attention just happened to be drawn to it. At the same time I was thinking about something. And like it's speculative to say that means the universe is speaking to me. It could just mean that the fucking song came on the radio, you know? But somehow it works. Like the other day when I was like thinking about this stuff and I was driving, there were some signs, some like businesses. I forget what the first one was, but one of them drew my attention. And then the next sign for the business was something about diamonds. And I've driven by this fucking jewelry store before, but like I saw it and I thought about diamonds and how I had a yoga teacher who pointed out that like, you know, diamonds are one of the strongest, toughest materials. There's like a diamond pose they do in yoga, right? It's supposed to be tough. And, but like diamonds are only formed under pressure, right? You can't get a diamond unless like immense pressure is applied to carbon to form that diamond. And so I kind of think about like, you know, maybe all this stuff going on, that pressure is like, you know, good to some degree, and I'm kind of growing from it and the tension. And you know, I've also been getting involved a little bit with Mind Freedom. Like I helped them get a grant this year, and now I'm like starting to do a little bit of work with them. So that feels good, but it's also like a whole new thing to like have somebody, you know, I'm going to be like making videos, not just things that I'm interested, but I'm like making them for another group, an organization. So it feels like some pressure to like perform creatively and technically in a way that I'm not, you know, I mean, I've made like my physics videos. I make some promotional videos doing these workshops that I run. I do some stand-up videos. You know, I made videos before, but this is the first time like an organization that I want to impress them, right? I don't want to like have it be impactful. So always like these signs, you know. Sometimes vanity plates do it. Like I just looked over and I saw a vanity plate that said "the bug." Don't know what the fuck that means, but like this. Well, there's one that really is a long story that's like, I don't know, some of these are too personal and they involve other people, and I don't want to like talk about other people and when I do these videos. But yeah, sometimes you get these signs. But alright, we're at 13 minutes. This is too much. If this is not a sign that I've got something going on, the fact that I ran a 13-minute video, like, you know, it's a sign that, I don't mean any sign from the universe. I mean it's symptomatic or whatever, that I'm talking more, that I'm animated, fired up. I wouldn't say manic or whatever, but I don't know. Alright, that's enough.